Hey everyone, Orange here. Welcome to Path to Decency episode 32. For the summons today, we have the TOA normal and hard summons to do, 2 legendary scrolls, 2 scrolls of light and darkness, almost another one from the pieces, 1 water scroll and wind scroll from the world boss. Last week I had a fire scroll to summon, so I don't know if they buffed the rates, probably not. It's probably just coincidence that I'm getting so many scrolls from the world boss. And then I am actually not going to summon the mystical scrolls because we have an event going on that requires you to summon, or not summon, but you have to obtain 2 3-star monsters every day. So I'm going to hold on to those to finish out the event because I would rather not farm scenarios and I'd rather get those from summoning mysticals. I already summoned 6 or so mysticals or something like that. So I'm going to show you guys what I got from those probably right now. Nothing really to note, so I'll keep you guys posted in the next episode with what I get from my mysticals. Oh, it's a 3-star or higher monster, I think. So no mysticals today, but we have all the other stuff to summon up here that I showed you. And then I'm still saving up my stones for Orion, and I'm buying the stones too. He's not here, so that'll come later whenever he shows up. Okay, let's get into the episode. So, last week, what I mainly did was, on the weekend, I told you guys I was going to farm the Hall of Heroes, so I tweeted a picture of my team, which I usually do. I kind of switched between 2 teams. Not really, I just switched out a healer, pretty much. And I tweeted the average runtime, I forgot what it was, but you guys can check all that stuff out, because it'll be on the screen. And I managed to farm 13 Horuses. I already summoned one and awakened him and put some runes on him. So there are the 12, and then I'll show you my Amesity right now. I probably shouldn't have ruined him because he's really fast, and that might mess up my runs when I'm leveling him up, but it's whatever, I think. So, no skill ups. I'm going to hold on to them until I'm absolutely sure I want to skill up a Horus. My copper team isn't really ready yet. Like, I don't know how the runes are gonna look. So, I'll show you guys Amesity's runes, and then we'll move on to copper and bulldozer. So, I don't want to skill them up until I'm really sure that, my copper and bulldozer are decent. So, copper still needs 1 skill up in his pulverize, and the other 2 are fully skilled. There's Copper's stats, and keep in mind he's only 5-star, so when I 6-star him, he should get a little bit better. And then we'll go over his runes, and then I'll show you guys Bulldozer. So I haven't made many mistakes, I don't think, as I've been playing Summoner's War, but one of them was feeding all of my Frankensteins, so we're running a little short. Just a little, on skill ups. And here are his runes. His runes are kind of lacking, but I will be farming dragons this month, so you guys know when you farm dragons, you get guard runes. That's where they drop. So we'll see if I can improve him and my copper. I did actually get a decent rune today that I want to show you guys. Well, actually, it's not a copper rune. Oh, this one I just picked up, so I'll show you guys. That could probably go on bulldozer, maybe. I guess not. And then there was this other rune that I picked up that I thought let me pronounce this right, Ritesh could use, but I don't know if I want to put him on a broken set. We'll have to see. So I'm just kind of holding on to that because it was decent. That was pretty much the whole Hall of Heroes deal. And I just want to let you guys know about my Twitter. It exists. You don't have to follow it, but if you're ever wondering, if you want, sometimes I tweet things that before they make it into Path to Decency. So when my guild got G2, I tweeted that. I tweet my Hall of Heroes team, so I post stuff on there if you guys want to check it out. Or if you don't want spoilers, then I guess don't check it out. If you're like, no, I want to find out when Path to Decency comes out, then yeah. Okay, so let's continue. So it was mainly the Hall of Heroes. I tested out some Dragons teams, which we'll get into, and then the other thing that I did was TOA normal and hard, because I showed you guys those summons. It just reset recently, so I worked on finishing both of those. Here's normal. and here is hard, both completed. And then I also worked on farming essences to awaken some monsters like my Amesity, my Copper, what else was there? Maybe something else. So that was pretty much all I did. And now into more of like the detailed stuff. So I tested some dragons teams because in my rune video, I showed you guys my old dragons team, I guess. This is my new one, sort of. Well, it is. And, oh, shoot, I have the wrong monster on here, but I can show you both runs and we can kind of take a look at it. So I think I might try out Sig instead of Theo and see how that works. So in my rune video, my runs were still 3 minutes and 30 seconds, which I thought was slow for me. As you're playing through the game, you can kind of get a feel for when you should do things and when you should improve them. And most of it's pretty natural, like you kind of I suggest to people, like I haven't really suggested it, but if anyone asked me, when should I do TOA normal? I would say after you can do GB10, because you can do it then, and it's not really that hard. That's when you should start pushing it. I mean, it'll probably be kind of difficult when you're starting it, but that's when you should start working on it, I think, because it just makes so much sense. You're going to be getting scrolls, and that's what you're going to need, and the crystals to farm more runes and stuff like that. So this was one of those things that just kind of made sense because I'm getting back into dragons. From now on, well, not from now on, but from now until a while, I will probably go back and forth. Please don't die, Verd. I will probably go back and forth between dragons and giants. So this month is dragons, next will be giants, because I was kind of unsure about the necro thing and I had someone's help. I think I gave him a shout out in one of the other videos, but he told me, I forgot who it was, he was like, don't farm necro until you're really ready to farm PvP runes and get into PvP, like, you know, those will runes and what else, nemesis runes. So I thought that made a lot of sense, and I ended up agreeing with it, but I just needed a shepherd to be like, no, 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 you know, you're straying off the path a little bit. So yeah, no necro for now. I just don't think it makes sense, and I don't know why I was talking about that. I was on a roll there, but then I lost my thing. Okay, so yeah, I think I remember. So in the video, I was like, hey, I hadn't fixed my dragons team or improved it or done anything in a really long time, so what can I do? And Childish's challenge actually helped me a lot to get into that, like, mindset of, you know, critically thinking about changes that I can make and stuff. So if we look at my current team, I can kind of explain the changes that I made. So my old team was this whole team, but I had Vero instead of Spectra. So what I had with the old team was I had 2 cleansers, Veligul and Vero, and I didn't really need 2, so I knew I could lose one of those. Vero's not too useful in dragons because you guys know the boss does get immunity, and Vero pretty much does dots, and he stuns with his stomp, which, you know, you can't stun the dragon. So on the final fight here, Vero's not really doing much besides acting as a cleanser. Veligul does multiple things. He cleanses, puts up an immunity buff, gives attack bar, and strips the dragon's immunity buff. So it's like so much more than Vero. So I kind of like looked at the 2 monsters. So we have 250 right now, so remember that number, and then we'll test out Sig to see how he is, and I'll probably just run whichever is faster. I always like to go for the more successful team over the faster team, but I'm assuming both of these teams will probably be very successful. Like, they'll probably only fail maybe, like, I don't know, less than 5% of the time. So yeah, my Sig is not really the best. He doesn't have any skill ups. He's on Fatal. You know, Violent would probably be better, because Violent doesn't really interact with anything in here, like, negatively. There was that new info on raids. I forgot who posted that, but I talked about it before. There was a Reddit post maybe a week or 2 ago about maximizing your R5 damage, sort of. Like, it wasn't just that, it was like a total R5 guide, pretty much. And then this one guy tested a bunch of stuff with his guildmates, and they pretty much concluded to have everything off Violent because it just makes things worse. I don't think they did any, like, you know, math and, like, here's the math. They just did a bunch of testing, and I'm cool with testing or whatever. You guys know I also like the math. I'm like, where's the math with the whole accuracy resistance thing? So yeah, Violent's fine in here. Like, I was just talking about how Sig would probably be better on Violent. And then that's another thing why I want to be staying in Giants and Dragons, because I don't have that many runed damage dealers that are decent. I probably just need to look a little bit harder and put together rune sets. But yeah, that's another reason why I don't want to go Necro yet. Necro would give rage runes, but nah, I already went over the reasoning for that. Okay, so I pretty much took out Vero, and then Spectra was a big monster that I improved last month, and then I nicknamed him my Ferrari. I don't know. He's powerful, whatever, and he's red. So it kind of made sense to put him in because he has the AoE slow, and he can slow the right crystal. The right crystal is the one that's going to be giving the dragon the immunity buff, so, you know, if the right crystal is given the immunity buff less, that means that I'll probably have my defense break up more if Bella can land it, which she just didn't. My monsters maybe could be improved. For dragons, you only need 55% accuracy, and I believe my Bella has that, so I don't know what's going on with her. So that was something that I kind of thought about, and then Spectra has the percent HP damage, which is helpful, and it does a lot. Like, you can see him doing some work there, so I put him in, and it made a lot of sense to have him. So this is my current rendition of my dragons team, and it's working out pretty well. So that time was faster, I think. What was the other one? 250 or something with Theomars. So I'll probably keep running Sig. I think Sig's faster. I did like 2 runs before I started recording, so I think Sig is faster, so I'll keep him in here. And so that's the whole dragons thing, and then I will be running it this month, like I said. I already talked about farming the Hall of Heroes, which is on my list. Okay, so next, the Power Stone event. I kind of shit-talked it a little bit too much. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, I didn't look at all the math and stuff, and I don't have numbers from previous events, you know, how many stones I got from previous events. The stones, I don't know how helpful they really are. I don't feel like they're that helpful. Mine are gone, sadly. I used them all on different things, like my Amesity. I showed you guys some of my runes and stuff, so like I used my stones on powering up some of these runes. So I don't think it was that bad, and the reason I say that was because, like, I had leftover power-up stones, and I had like 40 power-up stones, and I'm like, oh my god, do I even have any runes to power up? So, I don't know, if we look at it, I feel like the number of stones that I had were similar to previous Power Stone events, but I could be wrong. So I just want to, like, you know, say that maybe I was wrong about that Power Stone event, maybe it wasn't that bad. You know, they changed the mechanic where you can farm dungeons, and the way you get Power Stones is by farming points and exchanging your points for Power Stones. And then the way to get points is by farming runes or grindstones or whatever. Grindstones, and I don't even know what raids drop. They drop gems and grindstones or something like that. So, yeah, I just wanted to say maybe I was wrong. Okay, next, we finished G2 again, so that's our second G2 finish, and then since I've been in the guild, I think we finished G3, or not G3, we finished G1 maybe like 4 times, and then G2 twice, something like that. So we finished rank 51, which was really close to G3, and in my opinion, I think it's just total luck. As to where we finish, I think we should finish between G2 and G1. It's just luck-based. Do we finish G2 or do we finish G1? It's toss a coin, pretty much. Of course, you know, if our guild got stronger and if we had stronger members, stronger defenses, then it would probably be more likely that we would finish G2. So I just thought I would update you guys on that. I have been messing around with my defense, my Guild Wars defense, and I think this is the one that I kind of prefer running. So this is what I'm currently running. And then the defense log, I don't know if I can show you guys all of it. Like, we've been hit a lot, so this is just kind of like a glimpse of stuff, I guess. So, not too good. I don't know how these guilds are ranked or whatever, but let me check our battle record, actually, so we can see. How far does this go back? Not that far. So, 2 days ago was probably when we set our defenses. Yes, something like that. So I don't know, I feel like this is probably like the best one, maybe on paper. Like, I was kind of messing around with them, so this is the current one. I just wanted to show you guys what I'm running. And so that's pretty much it for Guild Wars. Right now we're ranked 285, which is really good. Like, we're in a good position, I think, because it's it's Friday right now, so that's our second battle on Friday, so we have 2 more battles to do, and I think that's a pretty good position. Maybe not to get G2. We'll have to see how it ends up. But yeah, so last week, rank 51, and then we'll have to keep seeing how it goes. Last week, I was able to buy 3 stacks of summoning stones and 1 Ifrit piece. I am heavily prioritizing getting Orion, and I mean, you guys may think that's the correct decision or the incorrect decision. I don't know. I kind of figure, like, eventually I will get Amir, but Orion is kind of like, it's a little bit different, you know? It's like a different ball game, because what if Orion shows up with, like, other good 4 stars? Like, what if he shows up with Chloe or Lucian or really good nat 5s? Then if I have more stones to summon, then it's better. So I feel like this is the correct decision to get Orion. I know people have different opinions on him, but I feel like he is, you know, I came up with some nicknames for him. I wrote them down, actually. So I'll probably say those whenever I summon for him. I call him the ball rat. Well, my friend came up with that name, the water ball rat. I came up with another name that had to do with devil. He kind of looks like a devil, Diablito something, Diablito Azul. That sounds pretty cool, right? So that's kind of what I'm doing, and then I'm just kind of postponing Amir for now. I think that's totally fine. Like, I think it's totally fine. Amir would be very helpful, but I was mentioning before how I don't know if I have a rune set. I probably do if I look hard enough, you know, for a fatal rune set for Amir. I just probably need to look harder. So that's kind of what I did. This week, though, you guys can see I've purchased 3 stacks of summoning stones, and then I probably won't even have enough for another Ifrit this week, which kind of sucks. Like, I haven't been doing that well in guild battles this week because of, like, multiple things. So next week, I hope to, like, okay, so last week was good for guild battles with me. The week before, not so good. This week, not so good. So I think I'm going to fall back on my strategy that I did last week, where I kind of, like, hang back and wait so I can be a little bit more lenient with my decisions with who I choose to fight. Because if I get to choose who I fight, I usually try to hit, like, the most difficult people when they may not be the best decision for me, and I might need to be, like, humble. With a lot of things, people kind of, like, get egos sometimes, and maybe I need to, you know, humble myself a little bit more. I had some battles, though, where I brought stuff that should have worked, and it just didn't. Like, I always talk about how I like trial and error and testing and stuff like that. So a lot of my teams, you know, like teams like Vero, Theo, okay, I can't pronounce this, Ritesh, teams like that usually work against like a lot of stuff, and I've noticed that they work and I use them, and then they kind of didn't versus some stuff. Some matches went really weird, so I might actually record my videos and then like review them myself and maybe review them with some of my friends. That's something that I kind of like I have mixed opinions on. And I feel like right now I'm in a good mindset where I can review my videos and it'll be helpful to me, because, you know, like it's so crazy how a team like that just stops working versus something that it's always worked against. So that's something that I might do. And I don't know if I'll post them to YouTube. Maybe that might be like a new thing, but I'm not going to give you guys any promises because I don't want to break a promise. But maybe I could do that. It just kind of depends like how they go, or even if I want to do it, but that's something that I might do. So like I was talking about my whole, like, I think I brought that team against something like Vero, Theo, Bella. So I brought a team like Velajul. It was like Theomars, Velajul, Ritesh versus Vero, Theo, Bella. And then my whole team moved first and procced multiple times. I don't think I popped the Theo at all. And then my Ritesh procced his immunity off and then died. He got defense broken and died. I don't know if it was Bella, maybe it was Chisoon or something like that. I feel like it was Chisoon instead of Bella, so I feel like Theomar's defense broke me, and then Chisoon hit me hard. It was really weird. And, you know, I moved first. It was like, how did this even happen, you know? So that's a little rant about I might do some reviews of my battles with my friends, because maybe they'll be like, yo, bitch, you fucked up. You did something so fucking wrong. And then I'll be like, oh, fuck, you know? I'll improve it next time. Next on the list... okay, so unfortunately I got C1. I tried recording a video for you guys, and I don't think I was properly prepared for Arena, because I think last week's reward was a good one. I can't remember what it was. I think the legend reward or whatever was something, oh yeah, I think it was that. What's that called? Molly. So I should have been more prepared, and the Hall of Heroes was going on, so I didn't start Rush Hour until like there were 30 minutes left. And then I tried recording a live commentary, so I think there were multiple things going on, but there were also some lessons that I could have learned, so I always try to look at things and be like, what do I actually have control over, and how can I improve it, instead of just being like, you know, oh, I got fucked for some reason. So we had the Hall of Heroes going on, and apparently it didn't close for another hour or two after Rush Hour was over. So Rush Hour ended, and then I looked, and the Hall of Heroes was still up, and I needed like 15 more pieces to get another Horus. So I was like farming Hall of Heroes while Rush Hour was going on, and you know, I could have had more time to gauge where my rank was, and you know, gauge how difficult that Rush Hour was, because certain Rush Hours are more difficult than others, and you know, I could see how much I was getting hit. So that was something that I had control over. I should have paid attention, you know, when the fuck was Hall of Heroes closing? Apparently not for another hour. So I had time to take my time during Rush Hour and then finish Hall of Heroes after Rush Hour was over. And then also, usually I can bring my Tyrant, let me just do this while I talk. Usually I can bring my Tyrant versus 24% speed leaders, so Tyrant is 19%, just like Beretta 19%, so usually I can bring that against 24%, like, in my level, like around C2, because it just works, you know, I test it, and people have runes that are just ass. Sorry, I'm getting mad here, but I shouldn't be, I need to restrain myself. I actually outsped, someone had Vanessa leader with a Chloe, and I outsped her with this team, and I think maybe that person just got high ranked because the team looks threatening and people don't want to fight that. So back to the whole 24% thing. So usually I can do that, but then during this Rush Hour, I lost a lot of battles. Like my win rate, the previous Rush Hour was not that good, and then the one before that, my win rate was like flawless. I think I did maybe like 10 to 15 wings or something, and then no losses. So I should have, you know, known after the first loss, due to a 24% speed lead outspeeding me, I should have known, don't face those. It's just too risky. It's too much of a gamble right now during Rush Hour, because, you know, it might be a tougher week than usual due to the rewards or whatever. So that's kind of the rant about whatever. So C1, 1 refill, not worth it. I wrote down 4-ish losses. I don't know what that means. I don't know how many offenses I did. 4 seems like a little bit low. I feel like I had more losses, but whatever. Then shortly after that, we had TOA resetting, so I showed you guys I did TOA normal and hard. Normal on the first night, and then hard took me like this past week. I kind of, you know, worked on it chunk by chunk because it still takes me a while. I cannot auto it because I don't have Basalt or Huadam or something like that to help me auto it, and, you know, my monsters don't have good enough runes to auto it yet, so it took me a while. And I already told you guys I was farming awakening materials and stuff, so I have enough for the Fire Panda. I told you guys last episode I will be fusing him soon. So on my next EXP boost, whenever I happen to do that, I think we might, maybe not. I don't know, like, I'll have to time it out properly. We might get one from the calendar soon, or I have enough fodder and storage to make another 6-star, so I can get an EXP booster from that. Why can I not click these properly? So whenever I do that EXP boost, I will have a lot of stuff to do. I will probably, I don't know, I want to save the Panda Fusion for Path of Decency because it's kind of fun to do, but I might just record a video and then edit it onto Path of Decency. I don't know. Whenever I do, like, okay, I'm talking about what I'm doing during the EXP boost. So fusing Fire Panda, possibly 6-starring Copper or Bulldozer. Tesaria needs to be leveled up. In the last episode, I told you guys I would possibly build him for raids, and I think I would have use for him in in Guild Wars for the resist thing, so I'm kind of looking at maybe putting some runes on him. He just has temporary stuff on, it doesn't really matter. And then, leveling up a Messity and Ling Ling to finally fuse the Fire Panda. So my next EXP booster is a mystery. Only time will tell whenever I will do that. Okay, next thing, we have another event going on, the bingo event. I think I talked about that. So if I haven't already showed you what I summoned from the mysticals, I will show you now. And then the bingo event, it's funny how Come To Us does this. They make the events seem like they're fun, but it's not. It's okay, first of all, I'm not really a big fan of bingo. I had to play bingo in grade school, and isn't bingo just purely luck-based? Whoever gets the best card, not the best card, but the winning card wins. Pretty sure that's how it works, unless there were some bingos where you have to, answer questions or something, I don't know. So this bingo isn't really bingo, it's just complete the whole card, which you will do, because it's not that difficult. So I didn't do, the first day, because you guys know, they give you, 8 hours for the first day, and then whatever, it continues on from there for 24 hours. So my bingo card is not fully skilled up or whatever. But yeah, everyone should finish this and it's whatever. And then you get a Devilmon, yay! And then the Power Stone event, I finished that. I got the maximum amount of Power Stones you could get, and I used them all. I already talked about that. And then I talked about how maybe it wasn't that bad of an event. I don't know. I didn't really, analyze it. And that was pretty much it. One more thing, and then we'll get into the summons. I leveled up my Crystal Altar to level 10. The Crystal Altar is the HP building, so we're going to go over my Glory Shop stuff real quick. So, Crystal Altar right here, max level, booyah. And after that, I am probably either going to go into the attack building or the defense building or both. At this point, I don't feel like it matters. I feel like that's a bad answer because you guys, you know me, I always feel like there's a best outcome even if it's negligible. Well, maybe not. This might just be so negligible that there's not a better outcome. I feel like I would benefit more from the sword because my monsters have been, I feel like, lacking a little bit, my damage dealers. So I might do them equally, I don't know. So I'm going to be working on those two next, and then after that, most likely the element-specific buildings, I don't know, we'll have to see whenever we cross that bridge. So expect me to be working on the sword and the defense building next. Yes, okay, so that's it for what happened in the last week. Like I said, the TOA hard videos should be up soon, maybe tomorrow or something, or today, I don't know. So let's go ahead and get into the summons. Oh my god, guys, we have some stuff to open. So let's start with the most underwhelming. Like I said, I'm not gonna do the mysticals, and then also for the bingo event, I will probably do that because you get some extra rewards. I don't know if it's worth it, every time you roll, they're here's 20 crystals or whatever, here's 2 arena invitations. I might do that afterwards, I don't know. Okay, so here we go into the summons. Wind Scroll, here we go. I guess it's not a Tiana, but okay. Close enough, am I right, guys? Close enough. Water Scroll. Oh, baby! What could it be? No, fuck, I already have that one. I don't think that'll help me with my Pokédex because I already have that. Okay, let's do Light and Darks. Frankenstein. I think I have the dark one. And I don't think that one's any good, but I will save it because you should probably save all 3-star Light and Dark monsters. I will save it. Can we get a Basalt sometime here so I can work on that and do that for not even a Kabilla? Is Kabilla a 4-star? Whatever. So I can work on that Basalt to hopefully maybe auto more of TOA hard. I forgot to talk about how far up I autoed, but it doesn't matter. It was 50 or 60. It was 60-ish. Okay, here we go. 2 legendary scrolls. Please, please give me something good. Please give me an @5. I have a good feeling about this. Lucian's walking around. He seems like a lucky dude. And you know, we got Sig and Copper looking good over there. Alright, here we go. Please. Okay, well, that's another Lisa skill up. It's actually interesting. Lisa's really good. That's my second Lisa summon, so we got a nice Lisa skill up there. Please, please. Are you fucking me right now? Okay, whatever, guys. That's what happens. That's the name of the game. Luck-based. So what's this dude's name? I forgot this dude's name. I think I already have this one. Alright, let me check this dude out. Harmful effects. Bombers. The wind one. I saw YDCB using the wind one, and I do have the wind one when I got it. I wasn't too excited, but maybe he might be good. Oh, okay. I don't know. Sounds decent. Who knows? Probably just gonna go in storage. These effing mermaids, I mean, they could be skill ups. I like to save one of every Nat 4, so this is a duplicate. If I ever get a Beta or Molly, it'll probably be a skill up for that. And then, would I ever want a second Lisa? I don't know. I'm just going to sit on that Lisa decision because I'm kind of nervous to put it on my Lisa right now, just in case 2 would ever help, but I don't think so. But you know me, I like to, let's be better safe than sorry. So that is it for this episode. I think that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will catch you guys in the TOA videos. See you guys later.